There's an old sound that is making a big comeback, analog, and it is great. Vinyl records, they are back in a big way. According to Variety magazine, in the first half of the year, vinyl sales were up 21% since this time last year. The boom in sales is the focus of a Fox 9 documentary airing tonight. It is called For the Love of Vinyl. Let's take a look.
It fills the room more, for sure. It's not coming out of the phone speaker.
It just sounds amazing.
There's the process of doing it.
It's a tangible thing that you hold.
You set it up, you have to put the needle on the record, press play, figure out the volume.
Get that first record that came
Our
out,
assistant chief
open it
photographer,
up.
this is his love, Shawn Skinner. And you hear a voice in there. That is a clip from Shawn Smith. And he joins us this morning. He owns Twin City Smitty's Vintage Audio. I said it.
Yes,
in New Hope. It's a mouthful.
It is.
Shawn, thanks for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And you work with Shawn Skinner, who's one of our best here at the station, with this piece.
Indeed. He used my record shop as a backdrop for a documentary that it just explains the love of vinyl. There were so many great people there in our community that were there for the documentary to be a piece of, or part of it.
Sure.
And it was really fun to be a part of it.
Well, and those of us who were around when we went basically from vinyl to CDs, the digital age versus the analog age, you missed a warmth there, right? I mean, it was sonically perfect, but you missed the warmth you got from a stylus being on the vinyl.
It is a better sound. It's true. It's a better experience too, and it's an energy. When I hold this album, I can feel closer to Prince.
Isn't that something?
It's great.
It's tactical.
Yes.
Unlike the little CD case, and now of course everything is streamed. CDs aren't even around.
They aren't, but they're coming back as well.
Okay.
It's a great pleasure to have the technology to be able to have music mobile and streaming when you want it, but also to have the experience to listen to things and have it tangible.
Well, and I'm sure as the vinyl boom continues, and we'll take us on a tour here. As the vinyl boom starts to kind of pick up and ratchet up, you have to be careful because you've only got so much, you've got a lot of demand and you've only got so much supply.
Right. So, and my advice is if you're getting back into vinyl, buy things that you love. You don't need a huge collection. You just need a few pieces that you love. And this is something that was probably my first record back in 1982, produced by K-Tel, which is a Minnesota company. They made compilations, but this
of all the top 40 hits, maybe the top 15 or something.
Yeah, and you would get that because you couldn't afford to buy all the records. So that was something there. That was my childhood.
Jimi Hendrix from Seattle, Washington.
Yep, my formidable years, where I experimented with new music, and the artwork and just the different, the Pink Floyd, the wall down there.
And that's when art was all a part of the album cover, right?
Correct. And you listen to the whole album. And then on treasure hunting, I found this Sly and the Family Stone album, which is their first one, another Minneapolis artist. It was their first debut album, and I got it for $1.99 at a thrift store. It's valued at $100.
I love it.
So you got to go on the hunt. This one is the Trashman, and what's great about this, I found out it's signed by all the members of the band.
That's worth some money right there.
It is, It's highly collectible. So
I love it. And Greta Van Fleet, little
obviously,
like those guys, they're brothers.
This one is not for sale at my shop.
No.
This is something that I stood in line for 4 hours in the freezing cold on a record store day. Shout out to Down in the Valley, a fellow, record store.
I love it. And if you haven't listened to it, they kind of have a Led Zeppelin sound, I would say.
They do. They're really like classic rock, and they're three brothers, so we'll see how they get together and get along over the years, but I see them as being a legendary band if their brothers can all get along for a long time.
I love it. So tell us quickly, what kind of supply you have for people who come there. I mean, you're not the size of Electric Fetus, that kind of thing, but you've got a lot of good selection.
I do. I curate a very good selection of used records, and what's great is I'm the only employee there, so when you come into my shop, we get to know each other and become a community and friends.
I love it. It's a passion, and you've got another job too, but this is your passion.
That's correct.
Yeah. Shawn, thanks for being here today.
Of course.
All the
pleasure.
best. Yeah. And you can catch our mini documentary For the Love of Vinyl. It is airing tonight during our 9 o'clock news right here on Fox 9. You'll want to, if you can't watch it live, set the VCR or the DVR. See, I'm going back in time thinking of the VCR. Honey, did you set the VCR? The DVR. Thanks again, Shawn. All the best to you. Come back and see us sometime.
I will. Thank you.
Very good.